Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Deb Sofield, and you're listening to my weekly podcast series called Encouragement for Your Life. Most of you know I'm a national speaker, trainer, and coach. I like to say I help people find their voice and learn to use it. I'm also a conference speaker on the topics of public speaking, presentation skills, how to deal with the media, and crisis communication. I've got a number of other presentations on my website if you'd like to check those out. If your organization has an upcoming conference and you need a keynote speaker, I hope you'll reach out at debsofield.com. I would love to be a part. I've got a number of great books on the market. My best-selling book, Speak Without Fear. My book, Perfecting Your Platform. Both of those are on Amazon and Audible if you like to listen to books. And my series, Encouragement for Your Life, which is a compilation of these podcasts, they're available on Amazon, volumes 1 through 3. Just go into Amazon, type in my name, Deb Sofield, all my books will appear. I've got a heartfelt show today, and I'm so glad you're joining me, and I'm calling it Mend the Part of the World. Thanks for joining me. I'm Deb Sofield. Stay tuned. I'll be right back after the break. So I came across a quote that I heard from one of my clients, and it's this: ours is not the task of fixing the entire world at once, but of stretching out to mend the part of the world that is within our reach. That's from Calissa Estes. I've got the great fortune of being the TEDx speaker coach, and with every TEDx presenter, I'm blessed to hear about topics I never knew about or even considered. That's the beauty about being a coach for TED, which is Technology, Education, and Design. This year, one of the speakers gave a talk about how we all have implicit bias. Whether we know it or not, whether we admit it to ourselves or others, it's ingrained in each of us. And it's our responsibility to acknowledge and repair this unseen mindset and thought process. In her talk, the speaker used the quote, "Ours is not the task of fixing the entire world at once, but stretching out to mend the part of the world that is within our reach." I must say, that speaks to me because like so many of us, I want to fix our world, our community, or our friends and family. But the reality is, that job seems to be pretty great. In fact, so big that many times we look through the glass carefully and weigh the effort and energy it would take to complete the task, and then we walk away. Because the project, the idea, the dream, it just seems too big to accomplish. If that's where you are today, consider this quote, because I believe if we will, collectively, just stretch out to mend the one part of the world that's within our reach, I believe that would be enough. Now, I don't discount the noble idea that we should work to fix the entire world, but from where I stand, that would be a pretty big deal, and that's growing more and more difficult to conceive of. How would one person even go about doing that, considering all the flashpoints we see on a daily basis here in our own country and around the world? Whether it's food insecurity, water resources or lack of, population expansion, the weather, wars, the list is endless. Instinctively, we know not to put our trust in politics or politicians or pundits. We've seen where that's led to the mess that we're in, and many times that comes from their lack of knowledge, lack of attention to detail, and for the most part, inability to form a coalition to create any sustainable, reasonable, and equitable change. So, instead of throwing up our hands at what appears to be a never-ending ocean of problems, issues, and complications, perhaps each of us would consider changing our expectations, our viewpoint, or our all-consuming worry of those who will get the credit for a job well done, and radically consider what we can do, each of us, right where we are, to mend the part of the world that is within our reach. We might all be surprised at what could be accomplished. If you read any news journal or follow a recognized thought leader or leaders in the industry, I believe you're going to hear this drumbeat starting to maintain a steady rhythm. And with that constant beat, I think we're going to hear more and more about ways in which we can contribute to the world around us. But friend, it's going to take more than just hearing about the issues to actually do something about the issues we can control. If I were to ask you to tell me, hey, what's in your reach that you can help, mend, heal, restore, that would have an impact on those around you, I believe you could start where you are, and within a year, month, or week of your service, you would be amazed at the difference that you've made. Let's start with family. Oh, I know it's not easy to love those who have hurt you, maligned you, or have not been supportive of your hopes and dreams. And well, I don't think you owe them anything beyond basic kindness that you would afford any stranger. My idea isn't really about them. It's about you. And the twist is simply this. You, dear listener, need to take care of yourself and those who you consider to be your family, because when all is right with you, emotionally, mentally, physically, you are more able to view those who have been hurt by others or who have hurt you in a different light. When you're hurting from the comments, actions, and abuse of others, it wears a deep hole in your body, soul, mind, and even your spirit. I know you rarely show this to others, that side of you, because probably your position in life, or you are constantly thinking you need to appear strong and firm for the other family members and colleagues. But for many, I think if I were to put my finger on it, a lot of you are simply too tired to care anymore about the pain and embarrassment your family causes you. But consider this. Friend, you don't have to fix your entire world all at once. Instead, consider stretching out to mend the part of the world, your world, that is within your reach. I'm not sure how that would look for you, but I can assume that you're going to need to start with a declaration of understanding that no one is allowed to speak to you, treat you, or act out towards you with disrespect. If they do, then stretch out and mend your world, body, soul, mind, and spirit, and keep them out of reach. You can always say hello from across the fence. You don't have to let them into your life if they choose not to meet the basic standards of decency and kindness that they would afford a stranger. As strange as that is, I see it all the time. They're nicer to others and horrible to family. All right, let me focus now on your dreams, the ones you left behind. I believe that when you stretch out to fill a part of your world that is within your reach of the dreams you set aside, left behind, or no longer consider, once mended, you will have given yourself permission to not only thrive, but to dream again, and this time in real time and color. Don't be discouraged because you don't have the parts in place immediately to complete the task. Really, all you have to do is start working and doing your part, and then tell others where you're going and see who comes along with the opportunities you help create, imagine, or complete that dream. Understanding this is not about begging on social media for others to do the work you're too lazy to do. That royally chips me off. But quietly and thoughtfully and wisely, choose to share your ideas with a few people, and let's see who might be able to help you down your path without drama, just to bring the energy to your ideas so they come to life. I've always liked the saying that dreams don't work unless you do. And I'm going to add that you should believe in your dreams because they were given to you for a reason. Walt Disney is famous for having said, "If you can dream it, you can do it." And I'll leave you with this wise saying, don't let your dreams be dreams. For your dreams to come true, it's going to take some stretching action on your part. So don't get discouraged when all you want is within your reach. You just might have to reach a little farther. Let me close with this thought about stretching yourself. I'm going to start with my quote for today. Ours is not the task of fixing the entire world at once, but stretching out to meet a part of the world that is within our reach. Stretching's never easy. The body likes to keep itself in the same warm, comfortable place. So when you force something, even gently, from its grounded location, you're adding pressure that will unlock the unknown. Whether it's stretching to warm up a muscle, stretching to improve flexibility, or simply stretching to increase blood flow throughout the body. The idea of stretching and opening up yourself, listen, it's scary. And it's really scary for some who are listening today. It seems unnecessary. But friend, you and I have been taught that to be limber, more athletic, and even more successful, we're going to have to stretch ourselves to do the things we're not wired to do. Because it's hard to start, even harder when we're tired and discouraged, but it is necessary for us to live our best life ever. When you stretch your mind, your heart, your body, you're in a better position for success, simply because you've allowed a little opening in your crowded world that will allow some light and energy and nutrition to feed the mind, body, soul, and spirit. And once they're fed and stretched and opened, there's no telling what opportunity will open up to you. Remember the book by Dr. Roy Cooper, The Other 90%? He's a neuroscientist, and in his studies, he postulates that most of us use less than 10% of our brains. That means we underuse our brain by 90%. Just imagine what you could do if you would stretch and develop your mind for your success as you work to develop your body for good health. Sometimes, stretching out of our comfort zone is the only way we will achieve the desired results that we've hoped for and dreamed about. But friend, that can only happen when we care for ourselves and push our dreams by stretching beyond what we think we can do. By simply stretching yourself and mending the broken places. There is no doubt you'll be able to fix all that's within your reach. I like that. I think it's so true. I believe we get comfortable and we don't do what we can because, it's going to be painful or it's going to take more time or I don't want to spend the money. But in the end, it is always better because you've now opened a new door of opportunity. Friend, I want you to join me next week because I want to continue this journey as we work towards your better day for a healthy, wiser, better, wealthier you. Why? Because you can do it. And here's my promise. I don't care what the world says about you. I want you to know I care about you. And I care because I think you can do big things. I believe you can mend your part of the world. And I'm going to walk alongside you as we follow that dream together. All right, thanks for joining me. I hope to see you next week. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.